Okay. There's nobody watching, but we all are.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people tune in, some people download it, some people come in later.
Yeah.
It's there. Yeah, it's just setting this up one step at a time. Boobies and Blues, September 28th. Ground Zero Biloxi. Get tickets at groundzerobiloxi.com or carterschampions.com. You don't want to miss this event. 2024 Pink Dress Run, October 19th. Sign up at pinkdressrun.com or carterschampions.com. All money raised from our events go to Memorial Hospital Foundation. We've raised over $400,000 to help fight breast cancer right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Come out and have a good time. If you don't want to make it out, donate. There's a link on our website. Go to carterschampions.com or pinkdressrun.com. Can't wait to see you there.
Me awful, home, auto, emotional, builders, lips, and life is rich.
Oliver's good.
Oliver Shots is rich.
Yeah.
Platinum. Platinum too.
Platinum. Okay.
Yeah.
Flex on us.
I was at Winn-Dixie in D'Iberville, and I ran into a shopping cart, cracked my
Knocked your
tooth,
tooth out.
and then put a platinum tooth right here.
Worked out for you.
If I would have known, I would have really gotten a rap.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Jared and Sam,
Hello.
two singers,
Singers.
wedding singers,
No.
country singers.
Country
Yeah.
singers. Country music singers.
All right, Jared. Let's start with you. Where are you from, bud?
I'm originally from, I guess, like New Orleans area. Family moved over to Covington when I was young. And then last 3 years I've been living in Picayune, and best decision I've ever made. I love it here in Mississippi.
And now you're a full-time country artist.
I'm in it.
Okay.
I'm in
Sam,
it.
where's your backstory? Where are you from, Sam?
I'm from Sumrall, Mississippi, just north of Hattiesburg. And I married a girl from Pascagoula about a year and a half ago. And so now I'm a proud coastie. Got salt water in my veins.
Did you meet her at a concert?
Not really, but I met her at my buddy's wedding, and my buddy's in a big band. So
Yeah, you have like a cool. That's why I used your wedding photo.
yeah,
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like you got it, and I did yours too because I actually got to meet your. Is that your fiance?
That's my wife.
That's your wife. I
Yeah.
met her at the Century 21 grand opening. I thought that was cool to add that in.
Yeah.
that's cool.
I think that I appreciate that style of, y'all are big family people and music. So both of y'all are singers and writers, songwriters.
Yep. I write all my music.
Can you take me through a process? Like, for instance, Jared, like, what's your process to like just start like a hook or like what's your idea? Do you do your notes on your phone?
My process is ugly, man. It's usually like I'll be sitting in the car and I don't know, I'll think of someone else's songs, or I'll think of I'll start writing guitar in my head, and then I'll start just like kind of riffing over it, coming up with ideas. And so it's just it's weird because there's no real rhyme or reason to it. There's times where like I'll be in the grocery store checking out with my wife, and I'll be like, hey, hold on, I gotta walk away for a second. I pull out my phone and I start singing to my phone real quick, and then I wait until I get home and I remember like what I said or however I sang it. There's no real rhyme or reason. It kind of just hits, and I just strike when the getting's good.
I would say my technique is probably similar. I keep a list on my phone of hooks, and I've got some absolute banger hooks on my phone, but generally those just remain little notes on my phone. If I'm going to write the song, normally I think about it and I write the song right then. Because if I let the creative thought escape, it's going to go.
Do you feel like, so do you do it like when you're happy, do you write, or like when you're in a different mindset, when you're like, a little angry or a little wore out for the day, do you feel like you're more inspired to write then versus you're on cloud nine?
I would say answer D, all of the above.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's like, I'm telling you, there's no rhyme or reason as to when I feel creative. It's just whenever it works out. And then there's times like I'm sitting on songs that I haven't completed from 4 years ago, and then I'll just complete them one day. Or one time I've been in the studio and I had a song that was due the next morning, and I woke up at 6 and we started recording at 8, and I wrote the song in that span. It's just I don't
It's the
know.
same one for you, huh?
Yeah.
You
Don't
saw all
know
over the
why.
place.
Yeah.
And I would also say I could be the happiest I've ever been and write the saddest song I've
Yeah,
ever written.
for sure.
The emotion doesn't always necessarily
sure.
tie into the song.
I mean, well, my mind doesn't trigger to like writing songs. So that's why I was asking. I'm very curious of like how that process is, because, you know, I've seen buddies go humming.
Yeah.
They'll just hum and play and hum, and they'll come back and layer it.
Yeah.
And I've seen that. So I mean, I guess there's a lot of processes you have to take.
Yeah, everyone's is so different. I mean, I tried writing a song with one of my friends, and like I can't write with him. Like it just doesn't ever come out, because it's just his process is so weird to me. It like takes me completely out of feeling creative. It's just way too structured. Like for me, chaos is like the best way to write. And so it's just, I don't know. It almost felt too forceful, and I was like, I'm just not into it. You know,
To your
so.
point, Jordan, some folks write melodies first, some folks
Mhm.
write lyrics first, some
Mhm.
folks write guitar first. I'm normally a lyrics first kind of guy, so I would have a hard time writing a song with a guy who's a melody first, who starts a song with humming. That wouldn't be my MO.
Ooh, see, I'm the opposite. I have to write instrumentals first. Like if I'm gonna write a song right then and there, instrumental has to come first. Well, I don't know. So melody actually comes last. Never mind. So I guess I have to have the instrumental written first, and then I don't know. Lyrics and melody is kind of a toss up. I don't really think about one or the other. Like I write songs for other people, and I have tons of songs that are published for other people. And so like for me, it's so easy to just like on the spot come up with both. I don't think of either independently. So everything there's no lyrics that come first. There's no melody that comes first.
But
it all comes at the same time.
Do y'all have like, you know, for instance, I make myself, and this is the truth, like about 2 to 3 hours a day, I get on my computer on Photoshop and I create. And it doesn't matter what I start with a blank canvas, but I push myself this window of whether it's making Pink Dress Run, Big Worm graphics, or whatever I want to do. But like I have to for like at least I'd say minimum of like 2 hours, just so because I don't want to. It scares me to not be creative. Terrifies me, because I see a lot of my buddies, and I don't want to name their names, but like I see them putting everything down and not, you know, pushing themselves. So for me, I at least take a couple hours, and that's normally when everybody's asleep, and I'll just come up here, put a little music on, and just I don't know what I'm creating. I'll be honest with you, I don't know, but it starts to build. It starts to build. Do y'all have that same kind of process?
No, I don't. I like the only time that ever happens for me is if I'm at a writer's camp. So like if I'm
What'd you say?
a writer's camp,
There's a camp for writers?
That's
it's
exactly what it sounds like.
yeah, it's like
Okay.
so like for me, I just did a writer's camp for a girl who's coming up in the kind of like the pop R&B scene, and so I was a writer for her, and so we flew in a guy. I can't say
Yeah.
the people, but we flew in a guy, and me and him were in a room with other producers and stuff like that, and we're just cranking out songs on the spot. Like immediately, he's like working on beats and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, let's try this. I start writing melodies. I start writing lyrics. He starts writing melodies. He starts writing lyrics. And so we're just cranking everything out right there on the spot. And so we were at that camp for, I think, a week. We were locked in a Airbnb, writing for a whole entire week, and we were forced to be creative 16 hours a day. So it's just like, I'm never creative forcefully unless like even me forcing myself. Like everything is just like when I feel it. But yeah, so I mean, like outside of writers camps, I don't ever just like, hey, I'm gonna be creative right now.
Yeah, it might help. Make sure the red light's on, but it might help you.
Maybe.
Having you can do it in 30 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
It's amazing when you just sit there and you can just no direction. And I think that's something I believe in that. Like, because you'll forget. And it scares me is like pushing it all for like, you know, oh, I'm gonna do this. You know, I like doing whether it's something small. I mean, I'm telling you, like I make the stupidest it's shit for Reddit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it's shit for Reddit. Like memes. I like making stupid memes.
Yeah.
Just anything. It doesn't have to be.
Hey, dude, my sister's got 65,000 followers off of memes. So
Really?
she gets a W-2 from Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah, she's famous on Facebook, and it's off of memes.
That's
So-
so much fun.
She loves it. I mean, she's getting paid in her sleep, so I would love it too.
How about you? I mean, I know you're an attorney.
Yeah.
A badass attorney.
I thought you did this.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I don't know if I set aside time to be creative in terms of writing songs, but I probably do set aside time at least once or twice a week to just play guitar and sing to myself by myself at my house.
What if I tell you I'm one of your TikTok stalkers?
I'd be pleased to
No,
hear
I ain't.
that.
It's me.
Word.
He goes on his back porch, and that's when
Yeah.
I called onto him because I heard his name, and he goes on his back porch and he plays covers,
Yeah.
whatever he wants to play, and he plays by himself. Doesn't have full blown gear or anything. It's just
Yeah.
you could tell he's just getting off of work. It's like his shirt's undone
Yeah.
and it's straight playing.
Yeah.
I respect
It's
that.
just an iPhone and a guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of? Are you big in the TikTok space?
I'm like contractually obligated to do TikTok every day.
Every day.
I have to post TikTok every day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have your song "Come On Home" on there, and I used it.
Yeah.
Now, is that through like a record label or a manager? Or?
Yeah, it's their manager. Which I'm strongly advised to post minimum once a day. If I wasn't doing it, we'd be like, hey, you're not really trying your hardest at this thing, So, but yeah, so I'm basically obligated to post every single day.
Not for you, Sam.
No.
Okay. I mean, do you ever get burnt out, or do you lose any kind of creative ideas?
No, because my whole day is music in some degree. Like I'm always doing music. I'm always working on music. Even when I'm at the shop cutting hair, when I'm in between my clients, I'm playing guitar. And that's not because I set aside time to do it. That's what I want to do. Right now, looking at you, I'm thinking about that guitar. That's honest to God's truth. Like I'm literally just thinking about, I feel better when I could be sitting here talking to you, just playing chords, and I feel better. Like I feel in my element, like my space.
It's safe space.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Huh.
It's just like, to me, that's what speaks, I'm just the animatronic,
How old were you when you picked up a guitar?
So guitar came later to me in life because me and my brother, a guy I consider my brother, family kind of took him in for a while. And me and him were young. We were probably like 12, 13, 14, like doing like little covers at restaurants and stuff like that. And so me and him were writing music. And, one day he just decided he didn't want to do music no more. And I was like, man, fuck. I'll pick up the guitar then and sing. I'll do both of them. And so that probably started maybe when I was in like 7th grade. I kind of picked up guitar, and honestly, I hated playing guitar forever because it wasn't something that I wanted to do. It was something that I was forced to do because I had no other means. And so for a long time, I had a very strong, love-hate relationship with it. But in this past year, and especially since getting that guitar specifically, that's all I want to do. I literally just want to touch that guitar. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm not going to stop thinking about it. I've been in town driving with my knee playing that guitar with the headstock sticking out the window.
Really?
I swear to God.
Do you ever do that?
No, that's doesn't sound real safe, but
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I am
Allegedly.
not. I am
Harry said, "What's up?"
not a law follower. No, he didn't say what's up. He said I'm a bum.
Okay, well,
that
that's kind of what it means,
Oh
right?
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So it's really it's a real passion. The guitar is really strong on you,
It's an obsession.
like the TV show.
Like Strange Obsessions.
No, yeah, or Intervention style,
Yeah, that's fine.
A&E.
That's fine. If those strings weren't in the way, me and that hole would be more intimate. But
Oh shit!
yeah.
Well, how old were you when you started, Sam?
I was in 4th grade, probably when I first played guitar, I guess. Me and a buddy of mine, we played Green Day's classic tune, Good Riddance, for the talent show.
That's good shit.
We won.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the conflicts. Yeah, we won.
What kind of shirt were you wearing? Do you remember the shirt?
I'm sure it was either Hollister or maybe Aeropostale. You know,
That's a good one. So how old are you?
31.
How old are you, Jared?
30.
Okay. All right, I'm 38. So yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a little. There's still about the same type of music.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think for me it was my first CD though was Stevie B, Spring Love,
Not for me.
like an 80s.
My first cassette was ABBA Gold.
Really?
Yeah, classic.
Nice.
Mine was Seal. Okay. No, I just but my so
Seal?
Seal, yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, but my dad got me Stevie B, and Stevie B is like your 80s techno.
Nice.
Spring Love, come back to me.
Come on.
It's skate rings music.
Yeah.
He's a singer too, bro.
I could try.
Golly.
If I need to get in the band, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
I was hoping y'all can like form a band tonight,
Yeah, we could.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
especially with you being passionate with guitar. What if you don't want to play the guitar?
He can play. I know he's a better guitar player than I am.
Disagree 100%. I'm a terrible guitar player.
I'm a terrible guitar player. Just because I'm passionate does not mean I'm good. I know tons of people who are passionate about like high school sports, and when I was in school, I was just like, yeah, bro, it ain't gonna happen. You know, people might say the same thing about me with music.
How long did it take y'all to? How long did it take? It's a question for both of them. But how long did it take y'all to like make your first $100
Off music?
off music?
Like live performance.
I mean, I made it the first year that I started trying because me and my brother were doing those covers and going to restaurants and stuff like that. And they tossed us they tossed us a bone. We were kids, but they'd give us like $50 in a meal, and the next weekend we'd play.
I was
So,
probably in 8th grade.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Where were you playing at?
I was in a band. I was actually playing drums for this band
Oh,
called
shit.
Static Parade. Back in 2007, probably. Little joint called Benny's Boom Boom Room in Hattiesburg.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I could legally drive there, but I did.
Yeah.
And play drums for Static
Allegedly.
Parade. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations is well gone on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the first gig I ever played, was playing drums for Static Parade. And we played a lot. You know, for a high school band, we recorded some stuff. It was awesome.
That's sick.
And you made $200.
I probably made, $100 for myself, but I was also in like 8th grade. So I
Yeah,
thought
that was
I
like
had a
10,000.
fat stack.
Yeah.
Were you wearing like the remember back in the day where like the sweat the wristbands? Were you wearing them back in the day in your band?
I probably was. In fact, I can tell you that I was wearing a pearl snap shirt from Hollister
Oh, shit.
because by the end of the night, I unbuttoned all the pearl snaps and was just flexing on all the of age women that were in the bar that I was not of age to be in.
So you knew that, but you wanted to do music.
Yeah.
You love that feeling of being on stage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Same with you.
Oh, yeah. Same.
So what made you get in the law though? Like, are you just
I would say that to an extent there is a performance aspect in the law too. So anytime you're in a courtroom, essentially you're performing, you're putting on a performance to, impress or show something. So I think there are certainly some parallels between being a performer in music and an attorney.
a lot of it? Was it Jonathan Franco? You know Jonathan?
Mhm.
He plays.
Okay.
He plays guitar. So yeah, I guess I could see that. My stepdad, he has one. He's not that good at it, but I think he just has one with a guitar stand. We got a house in Porter. He goes, it's sitting there, but I don't know if anybody's ever touched it.
Yeah.
But there is a stand there.
Yeah.
I can see that. I like I love that, like the trial style. Like have you ever been to a courthouse when they're like an attorney's working from room to room? It's one of the toughest things I've seen.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I try to stay away from anything that involves the police and things.
So how many courthouses y'all have?
So as of yesterday, I'm a federal public defender, so I just have to go to one courthouse, and that's the federal courthouse in Gulfport.
So you're like Batman or like Two-Face kind of thing.
Basically,
Okay.
I'm back.
You're gonna be district attorney eventually. That's your dream. Seems like you're working that way.
Dude, we will see where it all lands.
Seems like it though. That's how it starts. You go here and then you become district attorney, and then you become secretary of state, maybe governor.
Dude, I wouldn't hate being a judge.
Oh, so you not like a circuit clerk, like you want to do judge, like federal judge.
I wouldn't mind being a judge.
Like Judge Judy.
Judge Judy is basically what I'm shooting for.
Word.
I mean, it's a lot.
That's sick.
Yeah.
How long will that take you to do that?
It depends. In Mississippi, we have a lot of young judges. Not much older than me. There's a new chancery judge over in the Meridian area who was 2 years ahead of me in law school. So, the timetable isn't really set in stone.
So 5 years, you're going to be a judge.
Time will tell.
Do you have to run for it politically?
It depends, but yeah, circuit court judge, chancery court judge, state court judges. Yeah.
Dude, you want to run next year?
Hey, time will tell. I'm not making any promises on the podcast.
He's a very true spoken politician.
Hey, yeah, come on. I do campaigns. I've done a campaign in Oxford. I've done a few campaigns.
Hey, we'll talk about it.
I just think we should just jump with it. I think we should just jump right in. 31's a good age. Lots going on.
Yeah.
I mean, you love what you do.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with getting people in that love what they do? I feel like a lot of people, older people in politics are complacent. I feel like there is a generation, which is cool to have somebody there's not a lot of people at 31 that say, I want to be a judge.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think at your age, you're still connected to the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you play at Floribama, like you still play music. You still socialize with your friends. You eat local restaurants. I think that's important. I think that brings a lot to, and what you do is like, so, I mean, you're helping people, like you become like, you're fighting for people that could spend, and it's federal. So it's pretty much free, right? Like
I'm a public defender. So
yeah, public
it doesn't
defender.
cost
So
me
yeah.
anything. Yeah,
So you're just like, if somebody doesn't have an attorney, you're there for them.
correct.
And you win cases. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Because it's up to you. Like there's somebody that could be wrongly accused and have a life sentence, and if you don't love it, you can save a life. I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to do in your career.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Like there's so many people that are wrongly accused, and there's ones that deserve it, but that's the reason why we have that system.
Right. So when posed with those scenarios, how are you able to defend these people kind of deal? I tell folks that one time I was watching a documentary about the Oklahoma City bomber and his lawyer, and his lawyer was getting all kind of death threats and all kind of stuff. And dude was just like, look, we have a country built on this system of laws. And one of those laws is that everybody's entitled to a defense and a good defense. So because I love this country, I'm going to bust my butt and make sure this guy gets a good defense. And I thought that was the most profound and succinct way of, saying why that being a defender for people like that is so important.
It's
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
never thought about that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't do your job, there's no, you can get the gig, and I guarantee there's a lot of them that are in your shoes that don't put forth effort, which I think that's fascinating. I really do. Like I said, I had the interview at Super Talk Day, and I was talking about I believe in voting. I believe everybody has, everybody should vote. I started doing it when I was young.
Yeah.
My first guy I met that kind of inspired me was Michael Watson. I had a Jeep Rubicon and I was in Latimer, and he was knocking doors. He wasn't even official yet. And I was, the dude just sweating. He's from Pascagoula. I'm like, hey man, pulled over, said, you want a water? And I put him in my Jeep and brought him around to some of my neighbors.
Yeah.
And that was the first time he wrote me a letter, and I lost a letter, but he wrote me a letter thanking me
Wow.
for helping him put signs out.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know that. So yes, today's your first day.
Yesterday was my first day, so today is day 2.
So how many cases are you been, do you have to do in a week? Is there a limit or?
Still figuring all that out. The federal court system is a lot different than the state court system. So just trying to get my hands around that at this point.
Why haircuts? What made you want to cut hair?
It was artistic, and no one's my boss. I'm not the type of person to just like, if I want to go do something, I'm going to go do it. And, that's hurt feelings and messed up other stuff in the past. So like for me, if I don't want to work, I just schedule off. So it's easy because like with music, you know, I've gotten calls to where it's like, hey, you know, you gotta come to Nashville like this date, like this is what's going on, yada yada yada. So I just close my books. I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't have to worry about anything else. So it kept me artistic, and it just gave me freedom, and that's all I care about is art and freedom.
You can still do it. You can travel around and do it.
I could, yeah, I have,
Do you have like a trailer in the back of your? You said you got 2 buses now.
I do.
Turn one into a salon.
No, I would just cut the hair on the
It's
sidewalk.
like pull
or
up, you know what I
something.
mean? Like get in.
Tattoo shop in there too.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
So how often do you tattoo?
I haven't tattooed in a minute now, but I was tattooing every week up until probably 6 months ago. But
Sam, do you got any tattoos? Like dragons or anything?
No.
Because you never know. Like he could
Yeah.
have like a bald eagle
Yeah, for
spread
sure.
off his back.
my wife's dad has a unicorn on his back.
Does he?
Yeah,
Okay.
or like a Pegasus they call
No
it. But that's a
unicorns
unicorn.
back there. No tortoises, nothing cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I mean, it is freedom. I'm pretty sure, Sam, if you wanted to just run around and do pro bono, you can. You're not locked down. You can quit and move around.
Yeah.
But I do like the fascinating thing because, like, I can see it now. You brought that up about they do got to go together a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to put on a performance.
Yeah.
If you're just like, this is the fact, this is the fact, this is the fact, you got to sell the room.
Yeah, that's true.
So I could see that. I'm learning right now with that. So do you have like a certain pair of shoes you wear?
So I wear boots every day.
Word.
And really, my last job, I had a case, and my client, I got a small victory, and he patted me on the back and said, "Hey, thanks, Suits and Boots." And I was like, "That's not the coolest nickname I've ever
That's
heard."
sick. Yeah, dude.
Suits and Boots.
Suits and boots.
I almost
I
went and
like
bought a
it.
billboard that said "Call Suits and Boots."
That would have been sick, dude.
You should do it.
So now I wear boots every single day because I'm Suits and Boots.
That's a brand, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a brand.
Errol Denham. Do you know who Errol Denham was?
Yeah.
So Errol Denham had the law firm next to Walter Anderson.
Okay.
And I watched a couple of his court cases, and he he was probably like 80, but he'd have a full-blown Steven Seagal ponytail,
Nice.
and he'd wear like white boots. But he was so confident in his cases, nobody could ever beat him.
Yeah.
Like they just couldn't beat him because he'd be like, he knows the facts. But he was smooth about it because that, and it really,
Yeah.
it's going this way.
Yeah.
But no, he had one of the largest law firms in Ocean Springs.
Wow.
But he liked the cases. Most people wouldn't go to court against him because once you kind of build that reputation, you build that reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
You're that guy.
So, do you want a tattoo at the Pink Dress Run? Are you gonna be out of town? Are you gonna be here or no?
When is it?
October 19th. I think that's Terry because Devin might not be able to make it.
Devin who?
Fountain.
Oh, one of my buddies is named Devin. He tattoos.
We do like flashes for the there's a lot of like families, and we do like little ribbons at Chandelier and do like family matching little flash tattoos.
Yeah, let me see what's going on.
He's gonna pull that up.
I cannot. I have to play at a festival in Alabama.
He's playing a festival in Alabama. What up, Mark? Touch Biloxi. What's up, dude? Eric, Sammy Newman is that dude.
Went to law school with Eric Granberry.
Word.
He's a Gulfport boy, St. Pat.
Oh, I know. I met him with Ameziel and all them.
Yep.
That whole crew.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he working at now?
He's working for a law firm in New Orleans.
Which one?
Deutsch Kerrigan.
No, Eric.
He works for Deutsch Kerrigan.
Is that a big firm?
Mhm.
So like they're scary. A
They
scary
have
firm.
a scary name, but
That sounds like a really scary name.
yeah.
I mean, he's got a little. You got a loft, Eric? What you got up there? I need to go stage place.
I'm sure he's got a nice place.
I love New Orleans. I love it. Like I love it so much that we go stay in Mid City, and I had was it Mark? There's Zoni Mash Beer Company. They play. You need to go. I don't think they charge, but they're an old cinema movie theater in Mid City, and they just have tons of bands that come and perform. They were playing my son Oliver, and I ended up getting the contract for FEB to carry their beer here
Sweet.
because
That's
my
sick.
buddies, their family owned FEB,
Yeah.
and that's Eric's family too. But I was just sitting there nice to my kid. I called Rylan and Jeff, and I'm like, hey, these people are cool, Adam and Mitch, and they're really super cool. And then 2 weeks later, they send me, they're writing a contract and signing it, and they're like taking pictures, all three of them.
That's awesome.
And they're in Rouse's now down here, which I thought that was, but I love New Orleans. I love anything haunted.
I'm into that kind of stuff, but I don't know. New Orleans is kind of sketchy nowadays.
I know, but I'll bring a pocket knife. I'm safe. So I do go, like, I go stay down there, and I go to like the local bars by myself.
Mhm.
But I have a pocket knife. But I learned about one thing about New Orleans though is you gotta have fun, blend in. I go to local bars and I've never had a serious issue, but I'm not. I mean, I'm not. I'm going to the smaller spots. I'm not doing
Right.
bourbon.
Yeah.
Like,
I think my issues that I've had came from like doing music related stuff. Like we were shooting a video and had some dudes roll up on us, and I was with just like a couple girls, and I literally had to tell them, I'm like, yo, we're about to get robbed. Anything that you don't want stolen off you, shove it down in your pants. These dudes are not trying to catch sexual assault charges. They're just trying to fucking take what we got and split. And so they pulled up on dirt bikes, had masks on, and just stared us down for like 15 minutes. And we just kept looking at one another, and they eventually just drove off. And then had dudes pull up on us when we were doing photo shoots.
do you bring a bang bang with you?
Always.
Yeah.
I'm strapped.
Just bang bang.
Yeah.
Nobody would know over there.
Yeah, but still, I mean, even having one, I never want to use it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not my intention to use it. So.
So me and Emily loves New Orleans too. That's like my favorite. I do love doing photography there. I love shooting, just like pay for anything that's old.
Yeah.
Something so beautiful about New Orleans though is like the architecture.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
sure. Undeniable.
Like I just rather get a drink and I just walk around. Because I really don't want to be honest with you. And I know y'all like this shit, but y'all like being in crowded rooms, not me. I don't want to be touching
I don't like
people.
being in a crowded room if I'm in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some of the bars that we play at, I don't go to because I don't like. That's not my scene if I'm not the one on the stage.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
For sure. I'm the same way.
Freaks me out.
It doesn't even freak me out. I don't like being hot. I don't like
that.
being sweated on. I don't like the things that come along with like all that shit. So it's just like it's too much. People start like you're in a crowded room, you bump into someone who's good and liquored up, and they've had a bad day. They're wanting to start shit. Like I don't enjoy that, dude. Like it's just not me. I don't want you to sweat on me. I don't want you to be fucking pissed off for no reason. I just bumped into you, bro. We're in a crowded room. But people start getting tough guys, and that's not my scene.
True.
It's not my scene.
But you're in that lifestyle.
I am.
No matter what, you can't run from it.
No.
I mean, you are the act.
Yeah.
You know, you are that guy that puts on the performance. So if you sing a really good song, somebody's grabbing your ass, Sam. Okay. Somebody's going to grab your ass, Jared. It's going to happen.
I know.
You're going to walk in the crowd. I mean, how many look.
I've always got one in the chamber though, dude. So I'm a fart. Like the moment I feel it, dude, I'm releasing. I've literally got a fart or a shit at all times. All
Be
times.
careful.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sam, is that what you got too?
I don't stay that strapped, man. I
I'm
guess
strapped.
I need to get right.
I'm strapped, bro.
So what made you go into that? Like what made y'all seem like y'all are all over the place when it comes to music? What made y'all now go to country?
So for me, I was raised on country music. So I was raised on 90s country with my dad, and then outlaw country with my Uncle Mike. And it was just my roots, you know. But growing up in the city, like country music isn't as widespread. And so like a lot of my friends were kind of just like into like rock and stuff like that. And so growing up, I just wanted to be in a band. I didn't care. Like I wanted to sing. So it didn't matter to me. I mean, I have so much content released on YouTube. I have easily over 1 million views worth of content on YouTube that spans from R&B to death metal. Like it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to be musically involved one way or another, going out, playing shows, whatever it may be. But being able to like going back, like being solo, and then just being me with what I wanted to do. I want to do country music. So it's just roots.
I would say something similar. When I was in middle school at some point, one of my cousins cut me a CD that had a couple of just absolute bangers, like Red Dirt Road by Brooks and Dunn, Almost Home by
So
Craig
good.
Morgan.
Oh my God, dude.
Dude.
Almost Home.
And I just like fell in love with these country songs and
So
just the
good.
story of both those songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
what I want to do, is to tell these stories in the fashion of how freaking incredible those songs are. You know?
I'm so glad you said Almost Home, dude.
Yeah.
That song, dude, Craig Morgan's the man.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
And that was big one. That was, let's make sure you're not getting great about but that was big for y'all. Like, so it was always, you always knew kind of country was your what felt right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But what do y'all think about this new country though with all the 808s? Are y'all big into that?
You remember how we're not going to talk about any certain thing if we didn't want to?
Yeah.
I just don't want to talk about that.
I think there's some good country coming out right now.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I'm just saying a lot of it moves into like there's 808, like every popular song, every song, like pop song, everything runs off 808s.
Mhm.
And you're seeing a lot more of it.
Yeah.
I think for me was like when Beyonce had like Scott. Now you're seeing everybody going to country.
Mhm.
You're taking every artist from rap and pop to move into country, and you're gonna see it separated now because now it's the outlaw country. With Americana. Right now it's Treaty Oak Revival. It's just
Yeah.
they're
They're
taking
killing
over.
it.
They're taking
Yeah.
they're taking over.
They're killing
I
it.
seen Co Wetzel 4 years ago,
Mhm.
and I knew then when I heard him. I mean,
Yeah, he's doing great.
well, he's puts on the show.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like that like I know you're gonna say this, like one of my favorite country artists at the time. I hadn't seen him in probably 15, 20 years.
Mhm.
It's Gary Allen.
Mhm.
I've seen Gary Allen
Absolutely.
probably 8 times.
Mhm.
But the way he put on a show,
Yeah.
like it was just like you couldn't deny and say, like I remember him performing in Mobile, downtown Mobile, and it's just the way he put on a show.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You're
absolutely.
like, holy shit.
Absolutely.
But also, I've been to Birmingham, Alabama, and watched Evans Blue play with 10 of us. And Evans Blue was an alternative band, but high vocals, mind blowing.
Mm.
So I mean, there's a certain way, but like I'm telling you, when I seen Gary Allen, I was like, shit. Like airplanes, you're like, I mean, the crowd,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
I can
all
only
singing
imagine.
too, and everybody's hugging. And that's when I was like, who's this guy? Because he was never like not super mainstream.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But also Frank Foster.
Mhm.
Frank Foster. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on stage with him, got to meet him.
That's cool.
I got to meet Riley Green. Wasn't a fan of meeting him.
Mhm.
Out to Coliseum, I was not a fan of his team. I was just wasn't.
Yeah. I've heard.
So Riley Green, I was playing Floribama a couple years ago, and he was playing at the Wharf in Orange Beach. So a lot of times, if you're playing the dome stage at Floribama, whoever's at the Wharf is going to come to the little VIP side stage at the dome. So I'm playing. We have inner monitors in. So we get done with the song, and somebody taps me on my shoulder, and I pull my inner out, and this dude says, "Hey man, you want to hit him with Grandpa's Never Died?" And I turned around, and it was 6'5" Riley Green standing over me.
Jeez.
And so he puts on my guitar, and I'm about a foot shorter than him, so he had my guitar just sitting up under his chin, and me and him sang Grandpa's Never Died together and Bury Me in Dixie together.
Really? Was he
Wow.
nice?
He was nice to me. We split the verse.
Well, I think the big thing was his team.
Yeah.
He had this team that was just like, watch out. I didn't know who the guy was. I'm not into, I want to tell you, like, I'm not like starstruck, especially if I don't know who you are. It's even, I remember when I first seen Riley Green, he was doing a sound check and he was wearing like cargo pants, cargo shorts, and a t-shirt. And like, he looked like somebody that shops at PacSun.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's how he looked at outside putting his gear on, which I can
Right.
understand. Be comfortable before you.
Oh yeah.
You're about
for
to
sure.
strap on cowboy boots and you're
Mhm.
touring over it. I mean, he's an incredible singer, but his team was just not friendly.
Mm.
Like it just,
Mm.
like, who we are. Now, Hardy's team, like Hardy was just, I mean, he's like Mississippi Proud.
I would love to hang out with that dude.
I got to like, like we're just like passive, said hey, but like got to be around his crew and I got to meet some of his friends and they were just amazing.
Really.
But yeah, you just felt like they're just kids from Mississippi that are
Yeah.
like that like to sing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I was able to. I never got to we were at the Coliseum and Ernest played,
Mhm.
and that was cool. He's short though. Ernest got to be 5'5".
Dude can
5'6".
write a freaking song though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think most of them guys up there, and I think me and Cash were FaceTiming each other, because Cash signed with a big record label now.
Big Loud.
But that's all they do.
Yeah.
He gets enough money. He gets enough money to be in that studio. And he's happy. But they write 10 hours a day. I mean, I asked Cash Center, he's like, what are you doing? He's like, just writing. So every day? All day. So they write and they eat, they write and they eat.
Yeah.
And they don't even really drink. Like when they're writing, I mean, they're in it.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how like there's so many of these artists that can write, 1,000 songs and, only one, just take one now on TikTok. And
Yeah.
what's your TikTok look like now with your come on home? Have you heard his new song?
I heard the clip you sent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's just getting better. It's getting better every day. It's just about being consistent. So that's why I just stay at it every single day. I had to curate it so when I signed, we started everything from scratch, all of my socials from scratch, everything. So we're literally just building from the ground up. And I signed 3 months ago. So we're just pushing it. It's building every day. It's bigger than the TikTok that I had before for like 3 years, which is not even that big, but it's.
All you need is 1,000 true followers.
Yeah. And it stays consistent, I get consistent views and comments and shit. So it's working out so far.
Like I'm more into less is more when it comes to my social media following. Now I will be consistent, post a lot, but I'm more into less is more, like when it comes to like how I want, like for my show.
Yeah.
Like what I want for my show. This ain't for sale. I own an
Right.
insurance office. I mean, but this is for me, like this is my mental escape. That's why I'm asking these weird ass questions, because they're not for my listeners. These are for me.
Yeah. No.
I'm trying to learn this shit. Like how do you write a song?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out. I've never wrote a song, but but I have storyboards. Shit, I'll write a storyboard like you've never seen before. But I wanted to know, like, that's why it's kind of fascinating when having like certain guests on. Music is a very, very tough niche. Like from, sound checks to putting on a show. You're up there for 3 hours. You have to love it because it's hot.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so hot.
And you got people. You played at. I'm pretty sure you've played at empty rooms
Absolutely.
Some empty rooms.
and full rooms.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you like more? Do you like the full rooms or do you like the empty rooms?
I like the full rooms.
I like a full room too.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that I have a good time playing an empty room.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it's even more fun because there's 4 people here that we have to, impress. And if they leave here not thinking we're the greatest, then who cares? Then you just have your best show. Everybody's just ripping extra hard because
It's a weird.
crowd.
I was with a buddy. We're at the VIP at the Coliseum, and I remember showing to the executives of Live Nation that books all the shows, and I was in the VIP at Island View with them, and I had Cash's. I clipped one of Cash's videos and said, "Y'all got to listen to him. He's gonna blow up." And the guy kind of was like, "Yeah, whatever." And I told Matt McDonald, the director of Coliseum, he goes, "No, I'll tell him about that because now Cash already signed." I'm like, "Huh."
Yeah.
And that's why I'm having y'all, because I'm gonna be doing the locker room series at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
So that's their VIP area, and I'm gonna get y'all to come over. We're gonna be doing like a 1 camera, slight storytelling, and I think that's gonna be. And the Coliseum's gonna use it. I'm not gonna promote it.
Cool.
It's gonna be under my brand, Crawfish and Beer. But like, I think it's just something I love doing. Like, I think for me, I think telling somebody a little bit about the story of why you wrote that song, and then singing. Yeah. And I don't want it to be like a full band. Have you been in the locker room?
Mm-mm.
I'm telling you, I can't believe y'all haven't been there. Maybe I'm just lucky.
Yeah.
It's like everything's like dark blue, and they have kegs for urinals.
Nice.
And it's like a real rustic look with pinball machines.
Yeah.
It's got a real rustic bar. It's so beautiful, like the neon lighting. I just want to do 1 bar stool.
Yeah, put us on.
I'm in.
And Matt's the director, and he goes, "Let's do it." So I think coming out with y'all, doing y'all, it's going to be my first step.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing that, I would say, right after the holidays.
Cool.
I think it's something that's why I wanted y'all to come on together, because I had y'all on my list. Like, I'm going to put y'all I like to have that. I'd like to have this is a shot for all of us.
Yeah.
You know,
for
to me, even before once we finish up this podcast, we're gonna shut her down, and then we're gonna do each one of y'all gonna do a song,
that's cool.
and we're gonna cut a clip, just because that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I have the equipment, and I
Yeah.
have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
And I know you've done a music video, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, I've probably done 30 at this point. in my
Have you?
life. Easy. Like I said, I've done so many songs throughout time and so many genres. I mean, I've been in so many bands and shit. We've shot 4 videos in one band, 2 in another, 3 in another. Like, yeah, I mean, if you type my name into YouTube, you're gonna see a very big, weird, scary span of shit. Like,
But at least you're trying.
yeah,
At least you're putting your effort in.
Yeah.
How about you? You got any music videos I hadn't seen?
So, kind of, sorta. We have my band has a behind the scenes of us recording a song, and it's on YouTube. And then
What's the name of the band?
Mississippi Moonlight.
Are they pretty popular down here?
So we were. We don't play as much anymore. Now we just really play weddings, and then Floribama, Brucey's in Hattiesburg. We'll play Neon Moon every now and then. But my guitar player and, I guess co-front man, he's in Nashville now and crushing it. So it's got to be worth it for him to come down. But the song's called Dresser Drawer. Came out in probably 2018. But it's on YouTube.
Smash hit.
Smash it. It's got like 50,000 spins on Spotify.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I think if you can get 500, that's awesome to me.
that's sick.
It's 500. Like I tell people all the time, it's like it's 500 people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. If you try to take a room with 500 people, that's 500 people that tune in.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool about the show. Like, you'll be like, the live, sometimes the live picks up. People might be doing other stuff, but it's cool when people come back.
I got 4 fans, dude.
That dude Lane, bro. Lane Socher, man. That's one of my buddies. He said jerk. That's what
Lane, that's that jujitsu.
I think he actually
He coaches my son,
Oh,
Donnie's son.
yeah.
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 No, but I'm saying for this though, you watch
Donnie's
this,
brother.
you watch this.
Oh, wait, it's his son. It is Donnie Sr.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, you're right.
But you watch this. No, it's depending on topics, like political topics. Thing will go like this, but it's the funny when it comes to like my shit's on Audible. You'd be surprised if people download Audible,
Yeah, that's cool.
and it's like they'll get into it,
Yeah.
and that's the fun stuff for me.
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff for me. I love, I'm a big Spotify guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts. I'm
Me
a
too.
listener to podcasts, and that's kind of how I travel. I don't really do a lot of live. But the live stuff is just if you want to get into it.
Yeah.
But something about the download. I mean, there's people that listen to this while they're asleep.
Mm.
But as I like having that consistency of my show and having different people on and different topics to talk about, because I'm 53% men, 47% women.
Yeah.
Boom. And mine's more college driven to 30 to 40s. They've been having watch parties at tailgaters and shit. Like, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's been fascinating for me.
Yeah.
Like Fly Llama, they'll have watch parties.
Yeah.
That's been so much fun for me, is like having that experience of if they want to get into music.
Yeah.
But also discovering who y'all are.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some 70-year-olds on here, dude. I don't know. I mean, I'm just very grateful to look at, like, it's all it takes is one person.
Yeah.
It's one person that says, you know what? I was watching Jordan's podcast. All of a sudden, Sam did a cover of Cody Johnson. We're going to go to his next show.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it expands like that.
For sure.
People don't realize that. It's always, let's see how many fake viewerships we can get.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people are getting busted for these robot
Mhm.
plays.
Yeah.
That's mass, and that's killing y'all with a little bit. Like, they're paying for
Yeah.
bots.
Yeah. And you can get everything stripped from you for it. I know artists who have, like, just growing up playing music with people. I know people who've tried to fake it, and these companies know, man, they got algorithms to detect these things. And so, yeah, they just end up banning your account. You lose all your progress.
Mm.
Yeah. I've seen it happen.
I started for me, it was Twitch. I caught it with Twitch. Twitch was really bad about that.
Really?
Yeah, because like some nights I'd have 60, 150, 200, depending on how I felt, how many beers I drank.
Yeah.
But then I watch kids that like have no personalities, and they'd have 3,000.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
3,000 viewers, and I got a lot of friends on Instagram right now. They got a bunch of fake followers,
Yeah.
and a bunch of fake comments, and they're all from the Middle East. We're from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That ain't right.
Yeah.
Everybody down here's handles 228 Hot Boy
Yeah.
or
228.
You never had AM?
Come on, bro.
What was your handle?
So back in the day, it would have probably actually, you know what? I can't say my handle because it's the password for all of my stuff. And so if you knew me back then you might know the key to everything I own. But yeah.
Sam, what was yours?
I think it was like Samadilla 45. There's
Red Hot
Chili Pepper songs.
Yeah.
Samadilla. So I was like Samadilla 45 or something like that.
All right, Ben Brent, which is Cash's drummer,
Oh, sweet.
that was playing down here.
Word.
He said, "You reach one, you reach a million."
Yep. That's
right.
facts.
He's been on used to be a black preacher,
Mhm.
soul up there
yeah.
by you, up there in by the Summerall area.
Okay.
And then he now he's a constructional project manager for C. Roberts Construction.
Awesome.
Word.
But he still loves playing drums.
Hell yeah. Of course.
So when Cash started playing, Ben joined his band as the drummer.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
But Cash has got the contract, got to leave. Now with your band, you got a band too, right?
I do.
Would you leave them if you got a bigger contract?
No, I mean, so it's funny you say that. The when I first got these offers, one of my band members was like, "Are you gonna drop us?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Absolutely not." I was like, it's not gonna make any sense for me because, like, to me, at the end of the day, I need people advocating for me, and so it's more important to know that at the end of the day, I can come home and hold my head high and be like, I did the right thing. It's just like that money shit and all that stuff, dude. It's not going to change anything. I need these people for me like I need my family. And so, like, I know at any time I can call up one of them and be like, yo, we've got to be here. We've got to do this now, blah, 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 blah. And they're here for me like a family. The hired gun shit and all that stuff, like when you start doing like all the, whatever, if they want to build that, I'm not into that, dude. I'm really not. Like, these people who are coming up with me, I want to start and end with them. I'm not interested in no, it's not worth it for me. I can make the money. Like, who cares? Like, whatever.
That's a good answer.
It's not important to me.
Sam, have you been approached like that before? Separate the band?
Not really, but the rhythm section of my band when we started was the rhythm section from Adam Doliak's band, because he signed with some big label and they said, hey, you either get the deal or you keep your band. And I would not envy being in that position. So he ended up cutting ties with his band, and all guys from Hattiesburg that came back to Hattiesburg and joined us. But, they had other jobs and aspirations and stuff, so it wasn't like everything was just crushed for them. But I would not want to have to be in that type of position. I definitely appreciate Jared's position, but yeah, that'd be a tough thing to call.
Yeah, I mean, because it's number one, it's tough to make money. I still get blown away that, like, the circuit of like coastal playing, it's tough to make money and to pay your house. And especially if you start getting in your 20s, you get in a relationship, then you have a kid. I mean, I know a couple people that have made a decent living. One of my best friends is Brian Bozeman. He owns Collision Depot, the body shop. His wife is Melanie Bozeman. She's the Asian singer that sings down in downtown Ocean Springs. She was in the Trigger Proof band. She's been singing for 20 years. I mean, our kids, we do every birthday together. She makes okay money with it, but she loves doing it. But Brian also has an empire.
Right.
But it's still, I mean, there was times before we were growing our businesses that we'd just go watch and perform because you're Friday, Saturday, Sunday at brunch.
Yeah.
And you have to play 4 days to make a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, about the time most people I knew they're making $200 a gig. And we're not the strongest at tipping down here. Not for music.
Mm-mm.
Venmo's helping. I was at the juke joint and they had Sweetie play. And Sweetie was playing. I tipped $25. But at Venmo, I could just go.
Right.
And that $25 went a long way.
Yeah.
But it's just I was always trying to figure out how do people make money on the coast. Now, if you get like a casino gig, they'll put you on a contract. Have you ever been approached by like a kind of a, what do you call that word, Sam?
Like a retainer?
Or an act when you're just always part of like
a house band?
House band.
Mm.
Thank you, Sam. It's attorney. So I got an attorney here.
Mm. No. I haven't. I'm not really into that. You know, it's like, I don't know. I couldn't imagine for me playing like this, knowing like every week I have to play the same spot or something. I'm not into that. You know, it's just like, for me, it's about, like I said, it's about the freedom. I'm not really interested in being held down in that sort of sense. Like, no, I've never been approached like that, but I'm for the record not interested.
You've been approached.
Yeah. I've been approached about doing some stuff like that. And I would say that I'm just kind of in a different track of my musical career. You know, I think personally I'm more content just playing covers. Granted, it's covers that I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not actively pursuing a music career. So, you know, being able to get paid well and have the release of playing country songs that I like, with some guaranteed income. I mean, I'm open to doing something like that.
Well, I mean, you also went into law. It seems like you like it.
It's chill. Yeah.
No, so it seems like you like it, but I mean,
It's chill.
there's like one of my friends,
Yeah.
Jared. He has the sound. Jared Seymour. He has the sound, and he's a nurse.
How's it spelled, by the way, Jared? His name.
Just like yours.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, so, have
The right way.
you ever heard of the sound?
No, I don't know.
So Sounds is like the largest like radio. They do it every week. They do a show. So you need to hop on there with Special K. Special K was he's still a host of CPR.
Mhm.
So it's him and Jarrett, and they have the sound, but they put on shows for bands, and they have like the Grudge where you can watch weekly, and they're bands from like all over the United States, and they compete, and they got an app.
Yeah,
But they're here local, but
That's
they're
cool.
well, they're more driven like alternative too and
Okay.
country, but they're like the modern day TRL.
Okay.
They're huge down here, but they put on shows. They'll throw like a big show on at Point Cadet.
Yeah.
But Jarrett's in a band called Falls from Grace.
Mhm.
He's a singer. When he was telling me, man, he's a nurse. I mean, he's a very smart nurse anesthetist, and his wife's a nurse practitioner. And he's like, Jared's like, if I can just make, and his podcast, Brownwater Banter, too. He has a Brownwater Banter's podcast. So he has 2 podcasts. And he told me, he goes, dude, if I could really just make money doing podcasts, I would not be a nurse anesthetist.
Wow.
And he meant it. I was like, are you serious? Like, yeah. Like, I love this. And that was kind of fascinating because Jared has to work 3 days a week, make over 200K. Like,
Sick.
so, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
no, it's a
good for
long
him. Yeah.
hours though. It's not like, and you're responsible for somebody.
Stressful. Yeah.
Yeah, you're putting somebody to sleep. I think that was like something that I really had to respect about him. But Jared used to in like I'm 05. But Jared used to like live off of Lemoyne, and they had the Ivory Parade. And his band Falls from Grace, he would have this. He had a duplex house that he owned, and he would throw a concert in his backyard.
That's sick.
That's
And there would be
so
like
sick.
500 people there,
Yeah.
and he would tour.
Jesus,
Like
that's sick.
but he just liked it. I mean,
Yeah.
he loved it, and we'd go, and every year there was like for a few years they'd always put on a show.
Hell yeah.
And then he just like, I mean, his dream was having the sound, the venue, not the Gaucher sound,
Right.
now, I mean, have you all played there yet?
No.
Have y'all been invited?
No. I kind of hope that they do start doing like they do at the amphitheater in Brandon and have a little VIP where you have somebody acoustic playing in a designated area.
That'd be cool.
I would love to do something like that. I think people would pay to, powwow together in a area before the concert too. So if you're listening to Gaucher Sound, I think you should do that.
Casey Vaughn, look him up. Casey Vaughn. Adam Coolidge works for Machado Patano. I used to live in Gaucher. There, Casey's the mayor.
Okay.
So he's somebody to talk to about that. Paula Yancey, she runs the city. So Casey's the mayor, but she's the city manager and attorney.
Gotcha.
So that's the one you'd reach out to. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. We've I've played several events too for the Wharf VIP.
That's sick.
In Orange
But
Beach.
how do you get these
Jesus
bookings?
Christ.
Like, I mean, I know you. Everybody I talk to is like, yeah, Sam's playing. Like, where you staying? Like, oh, we just got a condo for this weekend for Sam. I'm like, I mean, he's got like
That's sick.
he's like a little widespread panic little crew.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think I have just gotten a lot of those gigs from playing Floribama, and you get one, and then it turns into now we play it. Most of what we do now is just play weddings, and most of those weddings we get from Floribama.
Wow.
People DM us and say, "Hey, we saw you at Floribama.
I've never seen you live. Are you that good?
My band is very good."
Okay.
I like that answer.
And you're a lead
I feel
singer?
like that's what I would say. Yeah, my
But-
band
but-
is very
but-
good.
Dead ass, my band
Yeah,
is very good.
that's sick. That's how I feel about my band. I literally posted on Facebook the other day. I was like, every time I practice, like with my band, I feel like I've assembled the Avengers. Like I'm
I feel the same
I'm the
way.
weakest person in the room for sure.
Where do y'all play at? Y'all have like studios? I mean, where are you playing in your living room or your garage?
And my band is that good. We don't even practice. Like,
Oh Jesus Christ! I can't do that.
uh,
Can't
but
do
like
it.
my guitar player, he's really all my guys have played a good amount in Nashville, so they're all familiar with the Nashville number system,
Yeah.
and are just
1, 4,
very
5s and
comfortable learning songs. And like we'll learn a song for a wedding, and we'll just show up and play it at sound check, and it'll sound like the freaking record because they're that good.
So you're like a
Yeah.
Mississippi All Star.
They're that good.
So you're like y'all are like that. Like where Mississippi All Star just pulls up. Mississippi All Stars can play in like a Wendy's parking lot,
Yeah,
and you
that's
just
sick.
stop, and you're like, have you ever watched them live?
No.
I've seen them live.
You're like, you turn around, you're like, what?
Yeah.
What is this music?
Yeah.
So y'all are similar, I guess. Y'all just jam together.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even have to like have a song. You're just jamming.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So-
you good?
So like with me, so I've come to find out that we can do that because we'll listen to a song and I'll be like, what do y'all think about learning it? And they'll be like, well, let's just play it right now. And so we play it and I'll record it and I'm like, what the fuck, dude, that was amazing. And so, but for me, my band we practice once a week, no matter what. Like that is our routine. That is our schedule. Like I've had the discussion with one of my friends. He was like, dude, the way that my band operates and the way that your band operates, it is not the same. Like literally I can just show you.
DJ, these Millers suck.
I can show you
These
Like-
are hit like
right here. So this is a list of all the like the originals we play, the covers we play. There's YouTube videos of us covering them, so we remember exactly how we play them. A set prep, all of our show lineups, all of our unavailable dates.
that make me intent. I would be just too much pressure on me right there.
Yeah. And so, but they're like completely, and that's why I love them, is because, dude, like they're able to do that, and they're like that's cool. Like that works for me because I'm very organized when it comes to going and playing a show and stuff like that. At the end of the night, like I want to make sure that when you've seen us play, you're like, dude, that is the best live band I've ever heard. Like, who the fuck are these people? And that happens because I've made it so, because I've created this live show and because I've got musicians who are just leagues better than I'll ever imagine being.
Do you have like lights and shit?
No, we don't yet, but you know, that's just all
It will happen.
Yeah,
though.
it's all part of
You'll
it.
go full Odessa.
Yeah, it's just because that's the kind of environment that my mind creates, and
Yeah.
that's where like my space is.
I'm not knocking that. I think
No, for sure.
I think
for
if
sure.
you get like a performance, like It's all about the performance.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing a live
And
show,
that's what all of that is for,
Yeah.
is to ensure that there's a performance.
yeah, and you got to go that. If you really like, they just bought 2 buses.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And how big are the buses?
One's a 40-foot and the other one's being worked on. It's I think we said 32 feet. So
We roll around in my F-150 with a U-Haul.
that's
hooked up in the
cooler.
back.
Honestly, that's way cooler.
Do you have your like? You don't have your own trailer?
Not anymore. We used to play every weekend. Like the schedule you talked about, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We used to run that. We quit doing that probably back in like 2020, 2021.
Your boy Morgan just let's give a shout out to
What's up,
the Morgan
Morgie?
Tyler band.
Morgan Tyler Band.
He is that home. He's been here.
Yeah.
He's a writer.
Word.
I love his music, and he just said that's great. That's a genius idea. You ever met Morgan?
I don't think so.
You need to meet Morgan.
You need Morgan.
Y'all would all get along. Like y'all would all sit there and you'd probably brainstorm some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Morgan is very passionate. I think he works at Chevron,
Mhm.
but still. So they still produce he's all over Spotify.
Word.
He's had some radio stuff too.
Yeah, Morgan.
yeah.
Morgan, what's your biggest song that's been downloaded? I know. He's got some songs that have been downloaded.
Oh yeah.
But he's always playing Crawfish Festival. Morgan plays. I love watching Morgan. Because he's in it too, bro. But he's a sweetheart. Like,
He's one of my favorite people.
yeah,
He's
when
good
you meet,
people.
when you meet like a lead singer, and he's like, Morgan's a lead singer, but he's very personal. Like, come out and give you a hug, and he's been playing a long time. And guess where I met Sam? With Morgan.
With Morgan.
Yeah, they had a date.
Fly Llama.
It was at Fly Llama.
Morgan's band has a song called "Let the Back Road Take Us" that has 111,000 spins on Spotify.
Jeez.
That's pretty sick.
That's sick.
Yeah, he lives in Ocean Springs, owned by you. Yeah.
That's so sick.
Have y'all ever thought about jumping in his band or no?
We've played together some acoustic. We've played the Hard Rock together a couple times. We've played Lady May together. I'd like to do it more often, Morgan.
Is he still getting back into playing?
Mhm.
So one of my buddies, you know Tyler Flateau?
Yeah.
I love Tyler. Tyler's been on.
Okay.
Magnolia Bayou's been on. They're like the High Strokes. But now a couple of them are playing with Sam Donald.
He's very good.
Yeah, Sam, but they're playing Magnolia Bayou. They broke up, but they were very, very passionate Bayview group. They play some crazy shows. Morgan reminds me a lot like, when it comes to like when you meet Morgan at first, you're like, who's this guy? Because he's not like a flashy person. But when you see him on stage, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude don't put the mic in, whatever fucking, what earphone are you putting in that thing? So he puts his little mic in, and then it's like he's so serious about sound check. And then when he's in his music and he sits there and he writes.
Yeah.
But he has a very well produced what's his buddy that does all his producing? The Nashville guy. Skit. I met him a couple times, but he has a high quality production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he got I was so confident, and I'm so confident still in Morgan that he took. I don't know if you've been to Morgan's house, but that Scar 17,
Mhm.
Marty Wilson, he took that off the wall here. It's my
Oh,
gun.
wow.
Well, actually, it's DJ's gun. I gave it to him as a gift, but I can't tell people that. But no, that's my Scar, or now DJ's Scar.
Wow.
But Morgan is. When Cash started out, Cash didn't know how to play guitar that well. And I was like, Morgan, please sit with him and try to help him do, production. And Morgan took the time with him.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Like Morgan was like, I'll come here, Cash, and Cash would call him, and that was like a cool thing for me to watch. Like Morgan, let's say, like I remember calling Morgan, like, hey man, can you help Cash? Because Cash started playing music. I mean, he started playing music during the pandemic, and his first song was the Jonas Brothers. He didn't have any direction, and he, like that string right there on that guitar, right there's that string broken.
Mhm.
That's Cash broke that. And he broke that fucking key on my piano over there too. And he didn't, but he's rough.
Yeah.
But he didn't he didn't know how to play like people think. He just didn't give up.
Yeah. That's important.
And
Literally, persistence will take you. Like you could, not that Cash is amazing. Like I'm a fan for sure. But like even people who aren't good, like they stay consistent at it, and it's just like it'll blow your mind how many supporters you can amass just by being consistent. I know people who, in my opinion, which they could say the same about me, are not musically very good and just have huge followings because they've just stayed consistent. They've stayed the course. And like consistency to me, knowing the business side of music is much more important than the music in itself. And so it's just like music breaks down to like 80% business.
I think that's my inspiration behind that doing the locker room series.
Yeah.
Because I did it with Cash.
Yeah.
And I instead of
He's
me
incredible.
going, like honestly, I can help you put out a solo album with Disco Kid. Like we can do it small if it's acoustic. Me and you can do it one Saturday.
Yeah.
Because if you're bored, we'll do an EP. But like, that's kind of how I didn't know what I was doing, but I know I had the equipment.
Right.
So I was like, Cash, don't worry about it. You know, me and Emily had we all had a couple friends over, and he's like, all right, I want to do a couple songs. Let's cut a couple songs. And I'm like, let's do it. Like, I don't fucking know, but I can research Disco Kid, and I know that you can put your music out there and it can go everywhere.
Yeah.
And I didn't, you know, the funny thing is, I didn't put my name on that shit. And he goes, what do you want? And Cash goes, what do you want? I said, I want barbecue sunflower seeds in the green room. I feel like you don't have to, and that was a scary thing too. And always, even with this new contract with Cash, I was just like, dude, I don't want you to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
If you have true friends, your true friends will take care of you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I did. He didn't charge him anything. I just sat there and was like, I knew he's passionate, and we're able to. And I don't know shit, man. And like when it comes to like the music production, but I know how I can get us an EP out.
Yeah.
I'd rather have EP out than not have an EP out.
Yeah.
And that's like what Sam, like, you know, I think me and you, like, we can all just make it like a couple songs just so you can have it.
Yeah.
I think with Disco Kids, like $20 a month, it's not even that expensive.
Yeah. No, it's not $20 a month. I think it's like $25 for a year.
Right. Yeah. It's something.
Yeah. It's like something ridiculous.
We can line this stuff up. We can line this stuff up, do a couple recordings, put it out, and just do a couple songs. At least you have it out.
Yeah.
A couple of downloads. Because like if I search your name right now, I don't see anything. Now, if I search his name, it's coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of like having a business card.
Yeah, but it's also the difference between, like he said, he's not like actively pursuing a music career. It's like,
no, what if I want to listen to you when I'm trying to sleep?
Just want to hang out and listen.
Yeah.
To
That's how I do it. Like, I mean, like, what if I want to just like, because I do, like, I love local music.
Yeah.
Like, Come On Home, his song, I've listened to it, I know, probably 40 times, 35. And that what's the one with the R? What's the other song with the R? Not
Fighter Boy.
No, the one below that.
Runaway Train.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that one probably 25. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, it's one of them things. Kind of like, that's why I want the Locker series to be something. Like, I was talking to Matt about it, and I'm like, no, you can take it, because eventually I want to have a festival called, and I think I'm going to be working with doing it in Gulfport, because you know the Pink Dress Run is pretty dope. You need to come out; it's fun. But I want to I eventually want to do a crawfish festival. Crawfish and Beer is my brand. Crawfish and Beer, and it's me and John Carter. But I want to do a Crawfish and Beer
Shout
festival.
out John Carter, man.
I want to do a Crawfish and Beer festival, and I want to have singer-songwriters play.
That'd be awesome.
That's all. I want like an indie style singer-songwriter, and then I want teams to compete. And I have local beer. It's gonna flood with local beer. I've already been planning this thing out, but like the music I want is like, you know, that singer-songwriter style.
That's awesome.
Because that's me. Like I remember the first time I went to the Shed and Benji Davis was playing, and I'm like, oh, have you heard Benji Davis?
No.
Have you?
I've opened for him.
Oh my God, bro! Like you gotta. It's David Lynn is a great friend of mine. David Lynn, actually, when he played at Shanty Fest, he took me home because he lives in Florida, but he took me home here and we sat out in the driveway just talking. But like Friday Night Gigolos, Benji Davis, they're more, what kind of music you think you would consider them? It's like a Louisiana, coastal.
Like back then, yeah.
They're like Bayou Blues.
Yeah.
Like Zydeco?
Sam knows more about how to label them. Would you say that? I would say more like a Hootie.
More Hootie. Yeah.
More Hootie
with a Louisiana spin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I understand better now.
Yeah. So, but I love like that environment. I love it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's having a good time. Like, I think it's why Crawfish and Beer is such an important thing for me. It's like, That's the lifestyle down here.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to have good music because like most of our stuff was sitting by the river, eating crawfish, drinking beer, and listening to Benji Davis.
That's cool.
And that's kind of the coast vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do that in the next year. So I want to have my own festival.
Yeah.
I want to have my own music festival. I've talked to Matt from the Coliseum because I know he has the Crawfish Fest,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like we could pull off our own festival.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to figure out like how, like, so there's like with y'all with the locker room is very important to me. And I'm not bullshitting y'all. I hope you know that, right? Like I'm not
serious. Yeah.
no, like because
I have no reason to not believe you.
because I'd sit there and watch you. I'm like, damn, this dude don't. Because the moment I watched you and I'm like, he's not even using a microphone. The dude is literally just sitting there with his iPhone, with his tie off. It's like, and I didn't know you were in a band.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that your name. I think I was taking a shit, and I was just sitting there and it scrummed across. So I'm telling you, when my buddy hypes about a person, I was like, Sam, dude, is this that dude? Everybody, is this that dude? And then I started playing. I said, okay, because then it was, you could tell that you just play because you love playing. And the same thing with you when you get into your shit, like you're like, you love playing music.
Yeah.
You made it clear, like you drive a car and play music at the same time.
I do. I've done it with a banjo. I've done it with a guitar.
You play banjo?
You put it in my hand, I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna wrap this up because we're gonna be doing the live's not good when it comes to playing.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're going to be cutting some stuff. I'll be having it out. And I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in and download the podcast and support these guys. You got Sam Newman. You got Jared Draws.
Come on, bro.
Draws.
I've been called that my whole Jared Draws. Jared Davis is the big one because like when you write the W and the S, it looks like VIS in script. So Jared Davis has been at Daws with the ES. Jaws was another nickname because Jared J Daws and then just the end of it. But yeah, Daws, DAWS.
And that's how we get, because I mean, this is it. This is your livelihood.
This is it. It's my livelihood.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all check out these clips coming soon.
Thank y'all.